Hello everyone, I'm Anastasia and thank you to everyone who's about to watch this video. Now today I am going to make another version of a blackberry and lemon cake, but it's going to be a layered cake. It's also healthy, it's got no oil or no butter in it, and we're using a bunch of healthy substitutes. So it's gonna taste good, but it's gonna be guilt-free as well. Okay everyone, so here are the ingredients that we need for today's blackberry layered cake. Now for this sponge cake, what I'm going to use is I'm going to use 1 pot of Lindahl's vanilla protein yogurt. I am going to use 3 large free-range eggs, a pinch of salt, 112 grams of mashed up blackberries, or if you're not feeling so healthy, add that amount of oil, or even just go half and half blackberries, half oil. Instead of sugar today, I am going to use 130 grams of honey. We have 225 grams of plain flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and I'm also going to use this coconut fry light spray that was so kindly gifted to me to grease my tin. Now for the frosting, what I'm actually going to use is, I don't know if anyone remembers these from your childhood, but I used to eat these all the time. And I found that they'd done an extra light version, and it's only 20 calories per triangle. So I'm actually going to do a little experiment today and use 2 packets of these as the cream cheese frosting. So I'm using 2 packets of that. However many blackberries I feel fit, just to get a nice color, nice consistency. Some lemon juice to cut the sugar, and I'm actually going to use some of the zest to decorate on top and also a little bit in the sponge cake. And also just another pinch of salt, just again to cut the sugar. And by sugar, I mean the 290 grams of icing sugar or confectioner's sugar that we're going to be using. And I'm also going to be using this mint plant today just for some decorating on top. So first I'm going to start off with my wet ingredients, and the first thing that I'm going to pop in is this protein yogurt. Again, it's just an easier and more convenient way of just adding a tiny little bit of protein as well as cutting out some extra calories. Next, I'm going to add my blackberries that were freshly picked from the forest yesterday. Now, about 112 grams of these. 114 will do. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it all one big mash. I would so eat this just like that. I actually had blackberries for breakfast. That's how obsessed I am with blackberries lately. But it's the season. Now I'm going to add 130 grams of honey. It may seem like a lot, but it's instead of sugar. Now I'm going to add my 3 large free-range eggs. Don't forget to crack them off a surface rather than the edge of a bowl. And just check that you don't have any shell. And then just give it all a mix. I'm also just gonna add a little squeeze of lemon juice just to brighten it up a bit. So now I'm adding 225 grams of plain flour. I'm adding a little pinch of cinnamon, just a little bit, a pinch of salt, and also a little bit of baking powder. About 1 teaspoon because we didn't use self-raising flour. And then mix it all together. So far, so good. This definitely looks like a blackberry sponge cake. Okay, now don't forget to grease your tin using the fry light spray. And try and get it into every corner. Make sure it doesn't stick. So I'll probably have to do this in 2 batches because I only have 1 tin that's the same size as this. And we have to remember that it will rise as well. So I'm just gonna pour in half the mixture. Actually, I might be able to do the whole thing. Will we risk it? Yeah, let's risk it. Oh, I hope this doesn't overflow on me now. You know what? I think we'll be just about okay. I left the tiniest amount of room for the rise, but at least it'll be done a little bit quicker. So 200 degrees, middle shelf, for about 25 minutes or until you pierce a knife through it and it comes out clean. Okay, so what I'm doing here is, I know it's a little tedious, but I am going to take out every triangle from these 2 packets of Laughing Cow extra light cheese for the cream cheese frosting. Okay, now that it's all in here, I'm gonna whip it up just a little bit until it gets fluffy before adding the icing sugar. Okay, so I think this cake has risen just a little bit. It's getting brown around the edges, and I'm gonna take it out soon. So I just put a knife through the cake, as you can tell, and it came out clean. So this is ready to cool down, and once it cools down, we're gonna assemble. Okay, so here's the cake out of the oven. And I know you're probably thinking at this stage, how are you gonna make a layered cake with just 1 sponge? Well, I'm actually going to use a cookie cutter, or you can use a glass, but what I'm gonna do is I'm going to cut out 4 circles, if I can, and then make 2 small little layered cakes. Okay, I just punched out my 4 circles of cake, so I'm gonna layer 2 on top of each other. And don't worry, this won't go to waste. I'm gonna have a cup of tea right now and have some whilst they're cooling. Okay, so I just want to show you what the inside of it looks like. It's like purple, and you can see all of the blackberries. And it's actually so good just like that. You just put like a little bit of icing sugar on top. And perfect bit of cake with your tea. But we're gonna go one step further. Thank you to everyone who watched the video. I really hope that you are going to recreate it. You can actually even substitute the blackberries for raspberries or strawberries, whatever you are into. It's just because I'm beside a local forest that is full of blackberries right now, so I'm trying to make use of them as much as possible. Now, if you're not already following me on Instagram, please do so and check out the extra goodies that I post on there as well. It's the same name as the YouTube channel. And I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Don't forget to subscribe.